Hi, this is Richard Fields with this week's Report from the Fields. My intention was to do a report on the effects of California's minimum wage law, or maybe the successful round the moon mission of Artemis this week. But once again, the follies of Trump and Netanyahu's war of choice in Iran demands attention because it is getting more dangerous by the day. At press time, the latest development is Trump's threat to erect a naval blockade, stopping the remaining trickle of shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. Some background. In June of last year, Israel and the United States conducted Midnight Hammer, a bombing and assassination campaign against Iran. Senior Iranian nuclear scientists were killed. Trump claimed that Iran's nuclear facilities were, and this is a direct quote, totally obliterated, but evidently not obliterated enough. After a visit by Netanyahu to the White House, the U.S. and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury, another attack on Iran just earlier this last month. They killed the senior leadership of Iran and further bombed nuclear, naval, and military sites. But the Iranian military was strategically decentralized. They struck back with missile and drone attacks on Israel and any Arab country hosting U.S. military bases. A 550,000 barrel per day refinery in Saudi Arabia was shut down. The Saudis' vital pipeline to the Red Sea was attacked, cutting capacity by 700,000 barrels per day. Refineries in Kuwait will take 3 or 4 months to bring back online. A liquid natural gas plant in Qatar has been shut down. Bahrain declared force majeure from one of their refineries. Oil field production has been slowed or halted in many Gulf nations. Bringing it back online will take longer than shutting it down. Threats by Iran to attack shipping through the Strait of Hormuz between Iran and Qatar led to the effective shutdown of the strait for use by any shipper deemed an enemy by Iran because insurance companies refused to provide insurance. About 20% of the world's petroleum shipments used to traverse the strait. They don't anymore. In addition to oil, a significant portion of feedstock for nitrogen fertilizer originates in the Gulf states. A lack of fertilizer at a reasonable price is causing farmers in the U.S. and elsewhere to reduce plantings or suffer lower crop yields. That will ultimately lead to higher food prices or the lack of food at affordable prices in some third world countries. Another export from the Persian Gulf countries is helium. Helium is not just for party balloons. It's also a critical component in the manufacture of semiconductors. Oil and gas are not just needed for fueling your car, heating your home, or generating electricity. The nation's train and semi-trailer transportation system runs on diesel. Oil is necessary to produce plastics. A higher oil price makes pretty much everything more expensive. We've already seen the March Consumer Price Index spike to 3.3% from 2.4% in February. That's a 37% increase in 1 month. With the strait closed on one end by Iran and on the other end by Trump, energy is about to get a lot more expensive, and so will everything else. But that's not the least of our worries. With Shiite radicals still in control in Iran and an unrestrained Caligula in the White House threatening annihilation of a civilization, this war could get dangerous, not just for Iran, but for America. While the Iranians probably don't have the capacity of making, much less delivering, a nuclear bomb, they almost certainly have the ability to make and detonate a dirty bomb, maybe close to where you live. That would certainly keep the ghost of Jeffrey Epstein out of the news for a while. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. I'm Richard Fields, and that's this week's Report from the Fields. See you again next week, I hope.